Your car is using features right now that seem incredibly useful, but they could be putting your safety, your privacy, and even your wallet at risk without you realizing it. And the worst part? Most people have no idea their own car can unlock itself, monitor their habits, or even make decisions without their permission. Some of these systems have already been linked to silent thefts, expensive breakdowns, and dangerous situations on the road. Today, I'm going to show you 11 car features you should disable immediately. And the first one is basically a gift for modern car thieves. Number 11. Disable automatic keyless entry. This is the trap almost nobody notices until the car disappears from the driveway. Keyless entry systems automatically unlock the vehicle when the key gets close. Sounds modern. Sounds convenient. But that's exactly what criminals exploit in what's called a relay attack. And the scary part? They don't even need to touch your car. Using a relatively cheap signal booster, thieves can capture the signal from your key inside your house and extend that signal all the way to the car parked outside. The vehicle thinks the key is right there. Result: it unlocks normally and starts like the owner just got in. No broken glass. No alarm. No noise. No attention. And this has become extremely common in the United States, especially with newer SUVs and luxury vehicles. There have even been cases where owners swore the car was locked, but simply walking near the garage with the key in their pocket caused the vehicle to unlock itself again. In tight garages, even worse. You're organizing something near the car and it keeps unlocking without you noticing. The fix is simple, and honestly, this feature should probably come disabled from the factory. Go into your vehicle settings and turn off automatic proximity unlocking. Make the car unlock only when you press the button on the key fob or intentionally touch the door handle. It's one extra step, but it removes one of the quietest and fastest car theft methods out there today. And unfortunately, that's not the only feature opening your car without permission. Number 10. Automatic unlocking in park that can leave you vulnerable. This feature seems harmless until it becomes a problem. Many modern cars automatically unlock all the doors the moment you shift into park. The idea is to make it easier for passengers to get out. But in real life, depending on where you are, it can become a serious safety risk. Picture this. You pull into a gas station at night, or park on a quiet street, or stop in a dark parking garage. You grab your phone, look for your wallet, mess with the infotainment system, and don't even realize the car just unlocked itself. All it takes is someone pulling the door handle, and suddenly they already have access to the cabin before you can even react. There have been cases of bags being stolen, strangers opening rear doors with kids inside, and even quick robbery attempts at stoplights. All because the system decided to help. The car sees zero speed, sees the transmission in park, and unlocks automatically without checking whether the environment is safe. Great for school drop-offs. Terrible in risky areas. The solution is easy. Go into the lock settings and disable automatic unlocking when shifting into park. If you still want convenience, set it so only the driver's door unlocks. That way you stay in control of the car's last layer of protection. And while that feature can expose you from the outside, the next one wears your car down from the inside. Number 9. Start-stop systems that can destroy your battery and starter. On paper, it sounds brilliant. In real life, not always. Every time you stop in traffic, the engine shuts off automatically. Then you lift your foot off the brake, and it starts again. Do that dozens of times every day and the wear starts adding up fast. A lot of people underestimate how much stress this puts on the battery and starter motor. And when the battery starts getting weak, the problem never shows up at home. It always happens at the worst possible moment, like the traffic light turning green, and the car suddenly refusing to restart. Before that happens, the warning signs usually show up first. Weak air conditioning. Slower engine starts. Messages like "Start-stop unavailable" popping up on the dashboard. All signs the system is already overworking the battery. And in American city traffic filled with stoplights, congestion, school zones, and constant stop-and-go driving, the engine may cycle on and off dozens of times in just a few miles. Manufacturers use reinforced AGM batteries and stronger starter motors. But they're not indestructible. And replacing those components is expensive. In many cases, the fuel savings are tiny compared to the added wear and tear. The fix is simple. Get in the car. Turn start-stop off, especially for city driving. Leave it active only for longer stops or situations where the vehicle will actually remain stationary for a while. Your wallet will thank you. And so will your battery. And while that feature keeps turning the engine on and off non-stop, the next one turns your headlights into a machine built to annoy everyone around you. Number 8. Automatic high beams that cause more problems than they solve. This technology sounds great. The car automatically turns on high beams in dark areas and lowers them when it detects another vehicle. In theory, perfect. In reality, in busy cities, it turns into a random flashing festival. You drive through a slightly darker street and suddenly the system blasts the high beams for 2 seconds straight into somebody's face. Before the camera realizes what happened, it's already too late. Motorcyclists get blinded. Cyclists get hit with full light. Drivers think you're flashing them. And the problem isn't always the system itself. It's the camera limitations. Rain, fog, reflective signs, curves, dirt on the windshield, and inconsistent street lighting can all confuse the sensors. Result: the headlights start flickering like a Christmas tree. I've driven cars that looked like they were sending Morse code to every driver on the road. The fix is easy. In cities or crowded areas, disable automatic high beams. Use normal low beams. And manually activate high beams only when you're actually on a dark, empty highway. That's where the technology works much better. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to AutoJ World. Here we talk about the stuff dealerships almost never tell you. Real-world tips that help you avoid expensive repairs, headaches, and problems before they happen. Number 7. Lane assist systems that yank the steering wheel at the worst possible moment. This one scares a lot of drivers. You're avoiding a pothole, making space for a semi-truck, or trying to avoid a motorcycle squeezing through traffic. And suddenly, the steering wheel pulls itself. It feels awful, like the car just decided to take over. And that's exactly where the danger starts. That sudden surprise makes many drivers overcorrect, lose their line, or focus more on fighting the car than watching traffic. The problem gets even worse when the camera can't properly read the road. Faded lane markings, construction zones, pavement patches, shadows, old paint lines. All of that can confuse the system. Then the car starts guessing where you should be. Some vehicles literally bounce between lane markings, correcting left, then correcting right, like they're arguing with the driver. I've seen people get startled mid-corner because the lane assist suddenly tugged the wheel during a turn. And on narrow roads, it can actually push you unnecessarily close to oncoming traffic. The solution: go into the driver assistance settings and lower the steering intervention strength, or disable active steering correction completely. If you still want some safety assistance, leave only the lane departure warning enabled. That way the car warns you, without trying to drive for you. Because at the end of the day, the steering wheel should still belong to the driver. Now get ready for the next one, because it makes so much noise that it actually trains your brain to ignore alerts that truly matter. Number 6. Excessive warning chimes that make you ignore serious alerts. This one is more dangerous than it looks. Your car beeps because you went 2 miles per hour over the speed limit. Beeps for speed cameras. Beeps because the GPS thinks the road speed changed. Beeps non-stop for every little thing. At first it seems useful. Eventually it becomes background irritation. And the psychological effect is real. When your car constantly makes warning sounds, your brain starts treating every alert like meaningless noise. Then one day a serious warning appears, and you ignore it automatically. Low tire pressure, ABS failure, collision warning, engine overheating. Everything gets mentally grouped together with those annoying speed limit beeps. And the worst part? A lot of those alerts aren't even accurate. Outdated maps, temporary construction signs, incorrect speed recognition from nearby roads. The car suddenly thinks a 45 mph road became 25 and starts screaming at you for no reason. Some systems warn you about the same speed camera 3 separate times like you've never driven there before. Besides being annoying, it's distracting. The fix is simple. Keep speed limit and speed camera alerts visual only. Or increase the warning tolerance so the system doesn't complain over tiny speed differences. That way the truly important warnings still grab your attention when something serious actually happens. And now let's talk about the modern distraction that seems harmless, until the day it causes a crash because somebody stopped paying attention. Number 5. The screen notifications stealing your attention without you realizing it. This one feels harmless because it works exactly like your phone. A little banner pops up on top of the infotainment screen. A quick text message. A WhatsApp notification. An Instagram DM. And just like that, your eyes leave the road for way longer than you think. That quick glance is exactly when people fail to notice a car braking ahead, a motorcycle lane splitting beside them, or a traffic light turning red. Your brain is literally wired to react to messages. Family, work, group chats, notifications. All of it hijacks your attention instantly. And when the notification appears right on top of the GPS or backup camera. Even worse. Your focus goes to the text on the screen, not the curve ahead, not traffic, and definitely not the pedestrian crossing the street. I've ridden with drivers reading entire messages while moving, fully convinced they were still paying attention to the road. And it's never just one notification. On a busy day, the car basically turns into a rolling group chat. Banners, message previews, reply buttons, voice assistant pop-ups. Everything fighting for your attention non-stop. The dashboard stops being a driving tool and becomes a distraction machine. The solution is brutally simple. Turn on Do Not Disturb while driving. Disable message previews in Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Leave only navigation and music active. Everything else can wait until you park. Because driving calmly and paying attention is worth way more than replying to a message 5 minutes earlier. And if notifications already steal your concentration, the next feature can steal something even more serious, your privacy. Number 4. Driver scoring systems that can make your insurance more expensive. This one seems useful. Until it starts affecting your wallet. Many modern vehicles now show driving scores. Stars. Graphs. Braking scores. Acceleration ratings. Fuel economy rankings. Everything looks like some kind of smart assistant. But in many cases, that data doesn't stay inside the car. It can quietly be shared with connected services, data analytics companies, and even insurance providers. And most people have absolutely no idea. Drivers think they're just checking trip statistics. Meanwhile, the system may be recording hard braking, driving hours, speed, location, frequency of use, late-night driving habits, and overall driving behavior, all tied to the vehicle, and sometimes directly tied to the owner. There have already been cases in the US where drivers noticed insurance premiums increasing after connected vehicle systems detected frequent late-night driving. And the scary part? The data came directly from the vehicle itself. It's basically like wearing a fitness tracker that secretly sends your workout data to your boss without telling you. None of this improves how the engine runs. But it absolutely can affect your money. The solution is simple. Go into the connected services settings and disable features like Driver Score, Smart Driver, Usage-Based Insurance, Driving Telemetry. Then open the automaker's app privacy settings and revoke third-party data sharing permissions. If you don't control where your data goes, it's probably better not to collect it in the first place. And speaking of privacy, now comes a feature that may be listening far more than it should. Number 3. The car microphone that's listening all the time. This one is invisible. And maybe that's exactly why it's so concerning. Modern voice assistants work using wake words. Things like, "Hey Mercedes," "Hey Google," "Hey BMW." But in order to detect those phrases, the microphones have to stay listening constantly. And that's where the problem starts. The system keeps monitoring conversations, waiting for something that sounds similar to the activation command. And sometimes, it gets it wrong. I've seen voice assistants activate themselves during completely normal conversations about lunch, arguments inside the car, work phone calls, random conversations. The system thinks it heard the wake word, records a few seconds, and sends that audio off for processing on external servers. And inside those few seconds there could be private arguments, bank information, addresses, work-related conversations, personal details you never imagined being analyzed by a cloud service. A lot of people don't even realize some of these clips may get stored in the history of the connected account linked to the vehicle. Voice control itself isn't necessarily the problem. The problem is the always listening mode. If you barely use voice commands, you're basically leaving an active microphone inside the car all day for no reason. The solution is simple. Disable automatic voice activation. Use only the steering wheel button whenever you actually want to use the assistant. That way the system only listens when you tell it to. Much safer. And if the microphone's already sounded invasive, wait until you hear how some cars completely fake the driving experience itself. Number 2. Fake engine sound that tricks you the entire time. This feature catches a lot of people without them even noticing. You accelerate. Hear that deep aggressive exhaust note. Sporty. Loud. And think, now the car woke up. Except half of that sound may actually be coming through the speakers, not from the engine. This is called active sound design. Basically, the car plays artificial engine noise through the audio system to make the vehicle feel more powerful, sporty, and aggressive than it really is. At first, it even seems fun. But after a long drive, that artificial bass starts becoming exhausting. I've talked to people who got home tired without realizing they had spent the entire trip listening to synthetic engine noise. And there's another problem that's even worse. These systems can mask real mechanical sounds. Small ticking noises, knocks, vibrations, metallic sounds. The exact kinds of noises that normally help you detect mechanical problems early. The fake sound covers all of it. Then by the time you finally notice something's wrong, the repair bill is already expensive. On top of that, the car starts creating a fake sensation of performance. You hear an aggressive exhaust note even when the engine is barely working. And that can encourage unnecessary acceleration. Almost like a video game trying to turn every stoplight into a racing scene. The solution: go into the audio or drive mode settings and reduce the artificial engine enhancement. Or disable it completely. Some automakers hide the option pretty well. In that case, it may even be worth asking the dealership to deactivate it. Your ears will thank you. And so will your engine. And if fake engine sounds already seem ridiculous, the next feature manages to be even worse. Because it can literally slam on the brakes by itself when there's no danger at all. Number 1. Automatic rear braking that can scare you for absolutely no reason. This one gives people real panic attacks. You're slowly backing out of the driveway. Everything's normal. And suddenly, the car slams the brakes at full force on its own. Except there was no wall, no person, no car. It was just tall grass, a curb, water, or even the brushes inside a car wash behind the vehicle. Modern rear automatic braking systems are designed to prevent collisions. The intention is good. But when they make mistakes, they make them aggressively. I've seen drivers spill coffee, jump in panic, think they hit something, all because the system confused shadows, dirt, or harmless objects for real obstacles. And the worst part isn't even the embarrassment. It's the fact that the car suddenly takes control precisely when you're trying to maneuver slowly and accurately. In tight garages, it becomes incredibly annoying. On steep driveways, even worse. You literally start fighting against the car. And there's another risk. When the system gives too many false alerts, drivers begin ignoring it completely. Or they start accelerating against the automatic braking. Then the day a real obstacle appears, their reaction may be completely wrong. The solution is simple, and every owner should learn this. Figure out where the quick shortcut is to temporarily disable rear automatic braking and parking alerts. In predictable places, like your own garage, a car wash, or an extremely tight parking spot, temporarily turning the system off may actually make sense. Then turn it back on again in parking lots, schools, and areas with pedestrians around. Because when used properly, it really can help. But leaving it active 100% of the time in every situation, sometimes it creates more panic than protection.